Hey everybody, Mac Atkinson here. Just wanted to check in with our Australian team. Nice to see you guys. Wanted to share with each of you a little bit about convention, and maybe I should actually show myself versus my keyboard, so I apologize about that. Really cool at convention, you guys. We were celebrating our 40 years in business with Sunrider, as well as the brand new facility, etc. This all took place in Dallas, Texas. And we are going to talk a little bit about foods, or some questions may come up. So I just want to remind everybody that none of the information provided in this presentation is intended to represent a diagnosis or cure of any illness or disease. For those of you that may be watching this after the fact, just want to remind everybody, Sunrider's been around over 40 years. That's stability, folks. Operating in over 50 countries around the world. Sunrider internally handles, including their new Dallas, Texas facility, internally 100% of all the research, development, and manufacturing of over 400 of what I feel are the world's finest health and beauty products. Everything from whole food nutritionals to cleansing beverages to weight management to sports and fitness to green household and all natural skincare and color cosmetics, which we'll talk about in just a few minutes. I went ahead and just set up a few slides just to share with everybody about some of the fun. Here on the top right, me, Patrick, Raman, and Bob Dara, we're all just kind of hanging out the first day. We just saw each other in the hallway. There's Raman and Kathy, who's heads up Singapore, Australia, etc. We have, again, a bunch of things in the beginning session. Sunrider was talking about a lot about prospecting, converting our leads, basically following a prospecting process from high tech to high touch, having the person we're talking with and their best interests at heart, being patient and consistent, and of course, follow up, follow up, follow up. I'm going to move us real quickly off the side here. Actually, I'm going to go to speaker view is what I'm going to do. And I just wanted you guys to see that again, Dr. Chin was at the facilities, of course, as always. And it's always great to see him and the entire Chin family. We had a lot of fun. These are just a few pictures of, here's some of my friends, Aaron and Sel Schuster. We went up to a place called Reunion Tower, which is right in the center of Dallas with a big panoramic view, and was doing my big pose up there and all of that. Here I am with actually Zita and Istvan from Hungary, two of my favorite people from Hungary in terms of the regional manager and the top assistant. And Sunny up here, I just wanted to show quickly. Sunny, of course, is the new CEO of the company. She is 7 months pregnant, so she's about as pregnant as she could possibly be, and she still managed to be here at convention sharing with us all. And I put this center photo here because one of the new things that was released at convention, which I hope we all see very soon, is some new skincare. And I'll share with you guys a little bit more some of the brochures and what we're talking about in a second. Just a few other photos that were really fun. We had a things called an 80s theme night on the second night, and everything was 1980s based. There I am in my 80s cool rocker costume, if you will, kind of just playing on an Aerosmith pinball machine, which I had a ball doing. Maggie Bailey here, which is one of the business development managers in the United States, was showing off some of the 9 new lip colors that are going to be released here shortly. This is Angelica Rose, who led us all in a wonderful yoga session again at convention this year. And of course, this is a picture of the actual ribbon cutting that took place at the brand new Dallas facilities. Over and above that, again, just a few memories and highlights. Here are Bob and Donna, our upline at the 80s Gala. Here's a picture from the family reunion with the Chins. And again, folks, the family reunion was pretty small this year because none of you were able to visit from Australia, none of our Hungarian groups, none of our Western Europe, none of our Canadians, and limited people even from the United States. But I want to guarantee you, we had a good time. And Margie, who some of you have seen on calls, led us all in the boot, scoot, and shuffle. So I just had to laugh at myself. I'm not a dancer. She taught us in about 2 minutes, and we had the best time dancing to boot scooting for the rest of the night. I also put up here a couple of pictures of recognition. We had a couple of people, Regina Woodson down here as a top sponsor. Emily as well was another top sponsor. And then Nancy Gellos, who's part of our Rising Stars team under Bob and Donna in terms of growth and rank advancement. This is a lady that went from basically IBO or star ranks to hero in a very short period of time, simply by following Power of Four and what we're doing with our Rising Stars team. And of course, the Dallas cheerleaders, for whatever that was worth, came to our convention as well. So that was a lot of fun. Kind of day one, I just kind of wanted to walk everybody through some things. It started with the general session, of course, and again, Sunrider in this convention was really focusing on building the people in our organization, starting with identifying the needs of those people we talk to, helping them create a vision, their why, leading them towards the change in their behavior, gathering in terms of inspiring them and empowering them to grow in their own businesses. There was also a section that was one of the saddest points of convention for me, but I was so pleased the company honored so many of the people that we've lost over this last year. And I don't think there was anyone from Australia that was lost to us in the last 12 months, but Cornelius Wucker, my top hero royal in Western Europe, passed away this last year. J.W. Emerson, which many of you knew here in the United States, passed away as well. So again, great general session, great memoriam. And there was also a great keynote speaker, and her name is Erin King. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about Erin in a minute. But she's all about social media and persuasion and how we can really attract people with what we're doing. And it was interesting. She had us go through this exercise on screen, which was taking a photo of someone in the group and then posting that to social media, not saying, oh, I'm here at convention with my two friends, but more so taking the approach of, imagine if. And what I did with my photo, and I can't remember if I have it on the next slide or not. I don't, so I'm going to go back to this one. But it was a photo with me and Aaron and Sel Schuster again, who I showed you a minute ago. And what I did with it is I said, imagine running into old dear friends once a year, just like it was yesterday. And again, I had a lot of people respond to that. And I was one of 3 people that actually won the contest with her on her social media boot camp. So I'll be participating with that. And I'm happy to share with all of you guys everything I learned from Erin in terms of that boot camp. The day one kind of ended with our family reunions, which was, again, another picture up here. There were a lot of group photos. Here's a lot of the managers, including Patrick Rogers, who we all know and love, and Raman's in there somewhere as well a lot as the other international managers for the company. Here's our US photo in terms of our US group. And I'm sorry, there weren't any Australians there, so I couldn't get one of the Australian group. And for the new facility, there's always a cake that gets cut when you have a new facility. And there was 2 of them they put up here. One was the grand opening, and the other one, of course, was Herbal Wellness and Beauty Experts, being Sunrider. So again, that was a super day. Oh, no, I need to go back. The other thing is Angelica Rose and I, who Angelica led the yoga program I showed you before, had a chance to work in the product experience area that afternoon. And her and I were sampling one of the brand new products, which is a protein plus version called Pumpkin Spice. And it's a very seasonal program. It was only available at convention. We had a chance to sample it with a number of people. And I got to tell you, it tastes really good. And it's like all of our other protein plus programs, be it vanilla, caramel macchiato, or this new flavor, in that it provides 20 grams of pure protein. It's made from I should say, rice and pea protein. It's great for all ages. And it gets wonderful both hot and cold. So again, if you haven't tried the protein powder yet, something that I would encourage everyone to give a shot. The next day, facilities tour and on stage. I want to spend a minute with the facility with you guys. This place is truly incredible. We're talking a 71-acre facility in a building that's over 1.1 million square feet. For those of you that have been to the manufacturing facility in Los Angeles, you know what 1.1 million square feet looks like. This is a setup very similar to Los Angeles in that it's in 2 separate buildings with a big, truck yard in between and stuff for trucks coming in and offloading, rail lines, etc. Big field next to it for expansion, and then the road. Sunrider, as it always does, they're the first one in this industrial park. They got great supplements from the city, the county, and the state in terms of building the facility, tax breaks. They're going to be employing several hundred employees at this facility. We had a chance to tour a small portion of it. And the reason we only saw a small portion is because this is a facility that's actually producing products, which we all wanted them to keep doing. None of us wanted them to shut down the production lines just so we could walk around the rest of this place. It is absolutely incredible, brand new, state of the art, and they're setting it up with equipment and manufacturing, just like in Los Angeles, under GMP, good manufacturing practices, which are the pharmaceutical grade standards we talk about. Remember, folks, Sunrider is only required to operate under food grade standards, which are much less stringent. They choose to manufacture under the higher pharmaceutical grade standards. So again, Sunrider, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is our future. I've seen it in person. I've touched it. I've felt it. I've spoken with Eric. We are in production. And if you're experiencing any shortages in Australia, just like we are in the US and around the world right now because of delays in the facility coming on speed, I want to let you know that they are producing. Products are coming out every single week, and they're catching up very, very fast on all the back orders and making sure the shelves are going to be stocked for all of us in our next 40 years of future with Sunrider. The other picture here was an opportunity that I had to be on stage with Bob Dara and one other great lady from Singapore, where Ruben was kind of interviewing us, and he asked some specific questions. For me, he asked me about philosophy of regeneration. Now, if you can imagine talking about philosophy of regeneration in front of the founders of the company, okay? That's why you see Ruben laughing and a big smile on my face and Bob's. Had so much fun. It was great. I did record my section from this. I will be posting it later in terms of our WhatsApp page on our Facebook group and into Rising Stars as well, if you guys want to check it out. Or if you saw it virtually, that's great. But I had a ball that day talking very simply about the philosophy of regeneration, which is what Ruben had asked me to do. The other things, as we got into the speakers, I mentioned Erin King before. Very great speaker. She's all about social media and digital persuasion in terms of how we approach people. And what she really talked about was something she called the hub method, which basically means making your posts personal, making them useful, and making them brief. Now, I know that's very general, and over this next week or so, we'll talk some more about this in meetings and things that we'll put out on the WhatsApp group page, etc. But a great speaker, and again, I'll be happy to share with all of you everything I learned from going through her boot camp, having won that great honor. We also had another really good speaker, Tracy Vlahos, if you will. She's a business consultant and is actually doing some specialized training with Sunrider over the next 6 months that you guys will have access to in Australia. It's going to be around the world in terms of these trainings. The first one took place last night here in the United States, which was Wednesday night, Thursday morning for you guys. If you haven't had a chance to see it, they are going to be recorded. They are going to be available for all of us. But she made some very good points. You know, focus on pain points, I should say, with people. What makes someone pause on your post and want to know more? She talked about well-being and the fact that, you know, again, 92% of the people of our consumers report that they're looking for things that are about them, not necessarily about us. And she talked a lot about global wellness and what a huge category in business that is. And folks, it's really the beauty in the wellness industry. We're talking about, well, close now to an $8 trillion industry. It's absolutely incredible. We're definitely in the right place at the right time. Products, she also talked about, again, how we can actually express ourselves. So if we're talking about something like top focus, okay, it's, you know, it's for pain points. Are they forgetful? Does people have brain fog? Do they have no energy? Do they feel run down? And how top focus can really help them in that area. Alpha 20C, Fortune Delight, Beauty Pearl, again, all of these things and how we can best present. And again, we'll talk more about this over the next few weeks, but some really great ideas on how we can take content on the products we love, that we like to share about, change our message up a little bit and make it so more appealing for the audience that we're trying to capture. For those of you that tuned in or were able to come to convention in 2019 in Las Vegas, Coach Darlene Santori was part of that. She was also part of our virtual convention last year. They brought her back, and Coach Dar is incredible. She works with professional athletes in the the NBA, the NHL, the national, the baseball, etc. Basically all sports. She works with top athletes. And what she was really sharing with us at convention was her concept of RISE, which is release what's holding you back or what's weighing you down in terms of your moving forward. I, ignite the passion inside of you. S, seize the moment of what you're in right now. And again, E, elevate your mindset. Again, great training, great information. We'll be sharing more over time, but I want you guys to know that Coach Dar is with us, and she is an incredible speaker. As we kind of come to an end of convention and highlights, I just wanted to share a few things with you guys. One of the things we talked about in convention, it was a cute little quiz with Sunrider trivia, and I'll put some of this out so we can all see how we can answer some of these questions. I wanted to bring up the fact of innovation. Sunrider in Dallas can now manufacture things that we couldn't even begin to look at in the state of California. Things like color cosmetics, which I'll talk to you about in a little bit. New packaging and design in terms of some of our favorite products. And I also wanted to put a slide up here, or a little photograph about some of the philanthropic efforts that Sunrider is involved in. And I'm not going to go into a lot of details to those, but for those of you that haven't seen or don't really pay attention to that part of what Sunrider is all about, Sunrider is all about giving. They're all about supporting us, etc. And I just wanted to share a couple other things before we kind of finish up here. First of all, there was one other speaker, and I didn't get any pictures of her. I'm sorry. Her name was Jennifer Dawn. And I felt really sorry for her because she had the Tuesday morning 9 a.m. session, which what a terrible time to try to teach anybody anything, okay? But it was really good, and it was all about productivity. And I'll just share one little takeaway that I got from that. And that is one of the things she spoke about were the ABCs of productivity. And what she was really doing is she says, you know, take your to-do list that we all write down every day. And she says you can prioritize them by ABC. A, things that will actually move you towards your vision. Those are the things that should be on your A list. B, the important things, but you know you're going to do them anyway. C, would do as time kind of permits kind of stuff. D is something that you can delegate or get help with. E is eliminate altogether, tasks that don't move you towards your focus. And F, of course, is to have fun with the ones. So again, everybody, just a quick takeaway, the ABCs of productivity is we're all sitting down every day and trying to prioritize where we spend our time with our to-do list. Remember, focus on those things first that will actually move our vision forward. The other thing I wanted to share with you, and I'm sorry, I'm going to kind of change the look of the screen here a little bit and go back to all of us. There's some great brochures, which I'm going to take some photos of and share with you later, but on our new color cosmetics, there are 2 new face palettes that have great colors for all skin types, okay? There are 9 new lipstick shades, plus a blush that's good for both men and women, so much better than chapstick, etc. Matter of fact, if you guys haven't seen us, and I'll post this to the WhatsApp page, Ruben did a great presentation yesterday in his product focus, or Tuesday, I should say, where he talked about the new lip colors and how special and unique they are in terms of ingredients. Now, I know that's no surprise to any of us. We know that Sunrider is all about whole foods and not chemicals. We know they're all about, you know, whole foods and not isolates. We know it's all about concentration, variety, and owner expertise. I'll post the link to Ruben's presentation for everybody to see if you haven't been able to find it yet. But it's really good because it talks about these new lip colors and the type of things Sunrider did to actually produce the formulas that will keep all of us safe. It's amazing the amount of lipstick. Now, I don't wear a lot of lipstick, okay? But for those of you that do, it's amazing how much lipstick you actually eat every year just by licking your lips, okay? So you don't want something that's made out of pig's grease or something that's, you know, high in toxins, etc. You want something natural and pure. And of course, that's what Sunrider is all about. You know, I wanted to finish with the last slide, and this is just a great slide I found of the Chin family. at whole. Okay, this is the entire group, which maybe will help everybody on that question of how many grandkids does Dr. Chin have. In any case, I'll be posting that trivia stuff here in the next couple of days, but I wanted to bring it back to family because that truly was the theme of the convention this year. It was all about family. It was about the next generation, and it was about carrying on with our businesses. And there was one other meeting I just wanted to share with you guys on this slide, and it was termed a succession meeting, but it was something that was very important to me. I mean, myself as a second generation Sunrider, having my daughter Chloe in particular involved as a third generation, I wanted to know what is involved and what the company is recommending that I can do with her to make her somebody that could step in to an icon level organization and be the strong leader that I know that she is, but somebody that would be respected by the entire team. And it was really great to get their thoughts on this topic. Again, I'll be sharing more on that as well. But again, some great stuff, everything from succession to new skincare, color cosmetics. I'll be posting, there's a great thing on determine your skincare type, a simple Q&A. So as we're working with people on skincare, we have some tools that we can be using with them. Again, folks, great stuff. So with that, I'm going to stop the share. I am going to ask you all to please unmute yourself. And I know this was really quick. I mean, well, really quick, 30 minutes. Sorry about that. It went longer than I thought. But if any of you guys have any questions, this would be a good time. Again, I'm going to be sharing a lot more through our WhatsApp and Facebook pages over this next couple of weeks about convention related stuff. But again, what did you guys think? I mean, some of you saw it virtually, right? I mean, Benny, you were on the virtual convention. Pauline, I think you were too, right? Or did you guys have a chance to tune into much of that? Unmute if you can.
No.
Okay.
No, I was not on.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
well,
I had a medical appointment. I told you before. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Not a problem. Well, look, you guys, the good thing is you've got Ruben coming to Australia, okay, for the big conference in Sydney later this month.
Yep.
I know Ruben's going to go through and probably everything and then some that I just got through talking about. You've got board of directors, chief medical advisor for the company coming to Sydney to spend time with you guys. I sure hope as many of you as possible can get to that presentation because Ruben's fabulous. I mean, just spending time with him again, being on stage with him. He's such a cool guy to start with, but the way he presents, the way he shares is absolutely fabulous. So I'm just sorry I'm not going to be able to be there with you myself, but hopefully Patrick will at least let me do a little video or something to say hello to everybody. So we'll see how that goes. But towards this presentation, any thoughts on convention? Anything you want to hear a little bit more about? Or was
Can
that?
I just ask a question, please?
Of course,
No,
Shanna.
I know it's a bit too early to ask, but were they talking about, say, next year, roughly what part of the year they would be having a convention over there?
Boy, Yana, my understanding from talking to Sunny is that conventions for the next couple of years are going to be regional conventions. They're not going to do a global convention any longer. So I think you in Australia, for Australia, New Zealand, Asia groups, if you will have your own conference for convention in 2023. Just like for North America, we'll bring Mexico, Canada, US together. Western Europe will have their own, probably with Israel and Hungary and Russia, I assume. But each region will have their own specific convention. I don't know the timing. Typically, they're summer-oriented type conventions. So as soon as I know, you'll know, okay?
Okay, so it'll be like what we're going to have in October.
That's similar to that, I'm sure. But Yana, I know you're a world traveler. So if you can coordinate your trip around the US convention, come on over, okay?
Oh, well, let me know when it is so I can organize.
And I'll make sure you get an invite so you can be there with us as our international designee, okay?
Oh, thank you.
That offer goes to all of you, of course. Just like I'm going to be traveling to be at the European Hungarian one. Hopefully next year I can be there for the Australian New Zealand one. I'm just, well, I was about to say, I'm just sick at the fact I can't travel, but that was legitimate. I was sick, came back from a group event, not really comfortable traveling just yet. springtime 2023, I'm going to be on the road again. I can't stay away. I can't stop doing this. I've said it a million times. It truly, that's one of the things I love about this Sunrider business, being able to come visit you guys, going overseas to Europe and Hungary. And oh man, I miss Australia. I can't tell you how much. I mean, just being in Sydney, coming up to the Blue Mountains. Pauline, I want to see your new digs, you know, where you guys are at with Charlton and stuff. And certainly can't wait to get back to the Gold Coast either and see my group there. So I'm just looking forward to next year. Hopefully the world will settle down and we can all feel safer traveling international and being together again. So that's my goal.
That'll be great.
Look, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. Really appreciate your time. I'm going to take one more picture of us just so I have it and can submit it to Sunrider, because they love the fact that we're doing these meetings. And again, I'm going to be doing a lot of posting over this next couple of weeks to WhatsApp. I'll be sharing more of these things I began to share with you guys today. And if you guys have any questions as you come back and think or look at this again, and I'll post this recording as well, but this is the fun part now, coming back and looking at these things and kind of, again, just getting our feel and getting our momentum behind us with Sunrider once again. Now that this new facility is up and running, we truly do have another 40 years in our future and then some. So with that, thank you all, and we'll talk to you again real soon.